Just when you thought it was safe to come out, he's back. Live from the studios of 106.7 My Talker Radio, it's Curtis Wright on the beat.
7:05, and folks, it is just nasty out there. Cold, dreary, rainy. It's kind of like Dublin weather out there today on St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all those across southeastern North Carolina. I know folks are going to be breaking out the food and, well, lots of other things. You be safe. Keep it tuned here on the new 106.7 FM, My Talker Radio. For a number of years on my show, and we're going to return to that here on the beat, we have done a segment, created the segment actually called Community Connections. Here in southeastern North Carolina, not only are there so many volunteers, so many different organizations that make our quality of life here in our community something very special. People working to help their fellow man and fellow citizens, and also those that work just to make this a wonderful place to live, a wonderful place to visit. And I've enjoyed over the years interviewing folks who are just dedicated to that. Wilmington and southeastern North Carolina is a wonderful place. We have so many, an eclectic group of people, so many people retiring here with so many talents, people who have been born and raised here with so many talents, and people who come here like myself from different places who bring their talents. Quite an arts community and quite a creative community. What a very interesting event we're here to talk about today. On April 3rd, starting on April 3rd, it's a 4-day event. The Wilmington Fashion Weekend is what it's called, will begin. It's to highlight emerging designers and local talent, folks involved in accessory and design of fashion, and local boutiques and stores and folks in the industry. It's just going to be an amazing event, and we're very honored to have and happy to have in studio with us TJ Dunn. He's one of the founders of Wilmington Fashion Weekend, and he's going to tell us about the story. How did it start? What was the idea? And then how this has all evolved. And for this area, as when I met TJ, and he's quite an amazing person, creative person, I knew right away that this would be a hit because of just the folks that live here, the demographics of the folks that live here. Also joining us is Kristen, Clee, who's one of the volunteers. So good morning to TJ Dunn and welcome. And looking forward to you telling the folks about this idea. How did it start?
First, I'd like to say good morning. Thank you for having me on. Pretty much the idea of Fashion Weekend started. I'm a style consultant, and so I'm a personal shopper, and I've just always had a love for fashion. I have a love for people and just bringing them together, and that's kind of how I started my own business, was loving clothing and loving working with people. And so I being from Atlanta and moving to Wilmington, you know, the fashion community, I know it's here, but it's not something that, there's not like this hub that brings us all together, and not a lot of people, it's hard to find someone that's just as interested in it as you. So I know a lot of other cities have Fashion Weekend, and I just knew that, or Fashion Week, but I just knew that Wilmington needed something that brought us together. Like, we definitely have some great things like Cucaloris, you know, that brings the film together. I feel like music is always playing, so people are always discussing music, but fashion, it doesn't have like that hub yet, you know. And so it was on my heart to just do something that we could bring the community together and just to create like a launching pad for local designers and things like that. So like the kids, or who, it doesn't matter how old you are, but if your dream is to be in the fashion industry, whether it's modeling or doing hair and makeup, you know, having something in your own backyard to strive for. And you know, we have also partnered up with a nonprofit called Dreams that they're an after-school art program, and it's quite fitting. It's so cool because they actually have a class that they start this year where kids make their own jewelry and they sell it. Just help giving them basic skills and, you know, how to be a business owner as an artist as well too. So we've actually incorporated them in one of our events, a trunk show that we're going to have, where the kids are going to be selling their products as well. So through the project, you know, we're bringing people together. We're creating an environment that exists for fashion in Wilmington, and we're giving back to our community. And then we're also, to me, it's about our community. Like all the shows that you'll attend, it's only going to be local boutiques that are in it. The designers are all locals, things like that. So it's about, just celebrating fashion, bringing people together, and just, helping people get their dreams out.
It's interesting, your insight into about things that are necessary in a community. As a young person, I was very fortunate to live outside of Philadelphia, where, of course, the music and the professionals and the scope and the depth of music and the culture was just, there were so many options there for a young person. So when you maybe had that dream, for me, to go into music and produce and write, I had so many things that were available to me to explore, to see if that was truly something I wanted to do, and to express myself, get involved, meet others at a level, above, maybe, that real amateur type of level. And it helps a young person when they get older. We have that in the film industry here. We do have that, I think, in a certain degree, certainly a certain degree of the arts here. What's the creative arts, and the performing arts, of course, with Thalian and other groups. But it's very insightful that you saw that there was a gap here. There was something missing, because what does a young person? In particular, Alicia McDonald works with you, who's a granddaughter and daughter of friends of mine, and she has these dreams, and here she's a perfect example.
Absolutely.
Well, what do you do in a community like this if you have that dream? You want a place to be able to go and express yourself, get involved in others. So this is just, I think this is such a great idea that you've been able to pull folks together. Now, Kristen Clee is with us also, one of the volunteers, one of the folks involved here. And welcome, Kristen. Thank you. Just, the scope of the different types of people. Again, go back over that a little bit. The types of people that have come together or are coming together to make this all possible.
I'm glad that you brought that up and brought up Alicia, because one of my concerns with doing this project is I want everyone to be able to be involved. Like, no matter how old, how young, what your background is, and the team that we have developed is so awesome. It's like just a team of extraordinary people. Like, we have Alicia, who's in high school. She's a senior. Her dreams is to go off to fashion school in New York. I actually have another girl that's a junior in high school, and she's just a very business savvy girl, and she's just been amazing. We have one of our co-founders, Clee. She's an event planner. We have Kristen, who she's into modeling, and her and her husband have been heading up the whole model call. So it's bringing all these people who have something to contribute to fashion, who love fashion. And for me, if you're on our team, like developing Wilmington Fashion Weekend, I want your goal. We want to make sure our goals are in line. Like, you're trying to achieve something in the fashion industry, or maybe that's just your joy to be in that environment. So pretty much what it boils down to is we're creating an opportunity for you to excel in your craft, an opportunity for you to just express your talent. And,
right.
I want it to be something that paves the way for you to go to the next thing. And it's been great. It's been a great experience. And through the small team that we have, about 12 of us, we're creating a bigger opportunity for all of Wilmington. For someone, and like you said, like, I love that example of you as a kid, because that's something that I tell people too. It's like, you have this desire to do something, but it changes when you actually can tangibly see that. Mm-hmm. Like, I think of it's like, you might want to grow up to play baseball, but when you go to a baseball stadium, you're like, okay, now this is really what I want to do, or it just gives you that extra
and come
drive.
in contact. I mean, as a young person, I'm thinking about my son. At New Hanover High School, it was the only high school that had the automotive program. Now today, he's in the automotive industry and design and manufacturing. And, these kinds of things are important. We've looked at early college in this community. In particular, in what you're doing, I mean, I've been here 20 years this year, and Kristen, I've seen, we have some very unique local boutiques and shops, people who are buyers for those shops, owners, right. Buyers. Mm-hmm. I've seen through the publications that there's this spark out there about modeling, and I've seen that change over the years and grow over the years.
Especially in Wilmington, it's a very growing thing.
We're going to come right back. We're going to talk a little bit further. I'm here with TJ Dunn and Kristen Clee. They're just some of the folks who have founded Wilmington Fashion Weekend. It'll be April 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and right here in downtown Wilmington. We're going to get some nuts and bolts also, how you can attend and you can be part of this unique event. Stay with us. I'm Curtis Wright on The Beat.
Wake up, Southeastern North Carolina.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Morning. Curtis Wright is on The Beat, the new 106.7 My Talker Radio.
We're back on The Beat, 720 across southeastern North Carolina. It's cold and it's damp. Be safe out there driving and keep it tuned here to the new 106.7 FM My Talker Radio. I'm in studio with TJ Dunn and Kristen Clee, just some of the folks that have founded the Wilmington Fashion Weekend. Again, it's going to be April 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th right here in downtown Wilmington at the Convention Center, bringing together an eclectic group of creative people in so many different areas, emerging designers, local talent involved in fashion, and you were saying photography. Should kind of go through that with us. You know, the reason that it caught my attention when you came in and met you for the first time, TJ, was that, you know, I've always been that way. I was in the music industry. I grew up in music for the first third of my life or more. I went to Los Angeles, and, you know, it's no different when I went into business. I just am so impressed with people that see something and then create something that hasn't been there before. And I think you all really, truly deserve a lot of credit for what you've done here, because there's so many components. There's so many parts. You were talking off mic during the break. I mean, okay, so there's modeling. Of course, that would be involved with fashion. But then there's photography. That's involved in fashion. There's designers. You know, so all these folks, whether they're young people or whatever, that would like to express their creativity or find an outlet for their creativity, there's so many different parts here moving that are coming together for this. And I think it's just hats off to you for doing this. And I think, as I told you when I met you, what a perfect place to do this, southeastern North Carolina.
Absolutely. Like, that's what's it's so amazing about is how many people you can bring together to do something like that. People don't, you know, sometimes you look at fashion, you just see modeling the clothes, but like you said, the photographer, the hair, the makeup, all those things, you know, brought together, it creates just this natural environment to connect, to create even more, to strive even more. So it's
now, Kristen, you're a model.
I am.
But what does, you know, look at us in our studio. What does a person do that wants to get involved in, how do you design a shoot? How do you set up a shoot? Not the guy that's just clicking the thing or the person who's the model. I mean, there's so many other parts to all this industry.
There really is. You can go about it several different ways. It kind of just, same with networking. It's all about networking and meeting people. That just provides so many opportunities, and then you get to talking, and if people are interested in the other person or however it may come along, if you're just friends with a photographer and you're excited about a similar idea, you just make it happen. It's fun, especially if you're creative. Like, I don't know, it's very encouraging to see, like, a new person that you've just now met that's also shares similar goals or just taste, and then you work together and make it happen. It's just very fun.
I dare say I take you know, I'm just, I would be surprised if that when this thing started, it didn't sort of snowball on you, the amount of people.
It did. And
talking to your mic or talking sideways.
It was really, I mean, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. Like yesterday to see Kristen and Tyler doing the fashion the
training.
Yeah, the model training, like and training the walk. Like, I mean, just to see them decide to come along this project and take ownership. Like, that's what's so amazing. There's so many people, different parts of this project where I sit down with someone and ask them, hey, what are you into? What are your hobbies? You know, where do you see yourself going in fashion? And, you know, and we both decide that this is of benefit to them, but then they just take off running with it. Like, they own it. Like, I stopped by the model practice yesterday, and I was like, I don't even need to be here, and this is great.
Have you been surprised about the amount of people in the different areas that have come out and said, wow, I want to get involved?
Yes, like, I mean, it's been so many people that I can't even figure out where to put them at this point, you know, because you want to make sure you have something that they can actually strive in. You want to give them, you know, guidelines and you know, just things to run with, but there's so many people, and it's awesome because those people are like, well, even if I can't volunteer, I still want to be there. where can I get tickets? What's the best show to go to? So they're still asking questions. And
Now again, and let's stress, this is for all folks of all different ages, certainly in our community. You need to really pay attention to the nuts and bolts here and when it's going to be. Come down and support this in the community. And you've all done this all on your own. You've brought in Dreams, so you're even getting the younger folks and younger kids involved in this, and as many parts, I should say, of the community. So let's go through the nuts and bolts. Let's talk about, again, the dates, where people can get tickets, and then let's, if you would, just run through maybe some of the things that people are going to see at the Fashion Weekend.
I'll run through the nuts and bolts and let you tell Kristen what they're going to see. Opening night is April 3rd, and that's just a kickoff party. We just want to bring everyone together to just celebrate. So you'll be able to meet our models, you'll be able to meet the designers, you'll be able to meet the store owners, and it's going to be at Bakery 105. It's going to be at 7 o'clock. It's a Circus Olay theme party, and it's just for us to get together and celebrate, and just a kickstart of the Fashion Weekend. Then starting that Friday, April 3rd, 7 o'clock, we'll have our first show. That's the Emerging Designers, local talent that creates their own wardrobe, and we have a couple of local jewelry designers in there as well. April 5th is that Saturday at 3 p.m. We're going to have our swimsuit and resort wear, because we are a beach town. And
Now, wait a second. Let's back up. Saturday, when you get started on Saturday, that's at the convention center.
Yep, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday, the shows are all at the convention center. So Saturday at 3 p.m. we're gonna have our swim and resort wear. Saturday at 7 p.m. we're gonna do our nightlife look. Those are just something that you wear out on the town. And then on Sunday, we're still at the convention center. We're gonna do our grand finale at 3 o'clock. And it's going to be spring and summer 2014 look. So, you can come out, see what you want to wear to like Exelia Festival parties and what you're going to be wearing this summer.
Great. And tickets and all that, Kristen, where do we get where do folks get tickets and for those who want to come down and watch the events?
I'll actually let you say. I don't know as much about it.
I'm sorry. Yeah. That's
Just worried about the clothes
no,
and the lighting and the
she
makeup.
takes care of the models. Kristen takes care of the models. She does a great job of having that all organized. But if you want to get tickets, you can go to WilmingtonFashionWeekend.com. You can find us on Ticket Leap. You can go to the Facebook, Wilmington Fashion Weekend on Facebook, and it'll get you to all the different links. They're everywhere.
Yeah, and by the way, let's give them that one more time. WilmingtonFashionWeekend.com, and then there's a Facebook page as well, and there's lots and lots of information, and also talking about all the different types of folks from the different talents, I should say, that are going to be involved. And I want to, this sounds like, let's ask Kristen a question here. What has surprised you about being involved in this? Anything in particular that has surprised you as this has evolved?
Probably the main thing, I've just been very pleasantly surprised as far as how much people are willing to put in to a project for Wilmington. Like, it's very encouraging and just pumps everyone up involved. I think just seeing how much and how far people are willing to go just for something that's going to pump the whole town up, it's just awesome to see. I don't know.
Well, I think it's back to that having an outlet. I mean,
it really is.
You've created something new for a lot of people that want to do something, but, well, what do we do here? We don't really have too much for me to do. Or you have to be at a certain level. You've kind of given them that entryway, that doorway into this, and a pathway to express themselves and share with others.
Absolutely. Like, we had a girl at the model call yesterday, and they asked, like, hey, who has never walked in a fashion show? And there was one girl that raised her hand, and from what they told me, it was like, this girl was amazing. They're like, you're walking very well, And so, for some people are discovering talent.
Well, I want to ask you that. I know we're running out of time, but attention from maybe talent agencies and things like that, are you getting that already, that they might be there in the audience somewhere?
Absolutely. I mean, there's always people scoping new talent. There was actually some talent agent that showed up at the model call yesterday. So it's creating a lot of.
Well, that'll be the ultimate, but when you actually can get the industry to come as well and participate at a certain level. So when you all do what you do, that someone says, "Hey, well, come on over. I want to talk to you." Right?
Exactly.
That's your break, as they call it.
Great opportunity. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, it's April 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th here in Wilmington, North Carolina, the Wilmington Fashion Weekend. Come on out and support this. Great idea, a wonderful, creative idea. Emerging designers, local talent, all kinds of folks involved in anything related to the fashion industry. Hats Hats off to you. You've when this is done, Wilmington will be a better place. I'm very impressed with you all.
Thank you.
If there's anything else we can do, we'll get the word out for you over the next couple of weeks.
All right, we appreciate it.
Don't forget, folks, you can go online to WilmingtonFashionWeekend.com. Go to Facebook. You can get your tickets and take the family. We'll be right back. I'm Curtis Wright on The Beat.